Hello guys, welcome to Marshmallow Minded. My name is Emma, and today I thought it would be fun to scroll through Ex-Mormon Reddit memes. Come along with me on this journey. My inspiration for today's video is that I love Ex-Mormon memes, and it's a very niche subject, so maybe to people who have never been Mormon, you might not understand some of the memes. So I'm here to walk you through this process of understanding Ex-Mormon memes, and I hope you enjoy. I am an ex-Mormon, so I get it, okay? I get it. Okay, this says, priesthood power is basically magic, discernment, healing the sick, casting out demons, but it doesn't actually work. And then the meme, Mormons believe they have special magical powers, but they only work, never, sometimes. So priesthood power, basically any boy, once he turns 12, although now I think it's 11 that he can get it. But you turn 12 and then you become what's called a deacon and you get the priesthood and it's supposed to be this magical healing power. But anyways, basically it only sometimes works because obviously it's coincidental if it works. When I was on my LDS mission, the men that I would serve my mission with, like the elders, so the male missionaries, they would make final decisions based on the fact that they had the priesthood and therefore they had better clairvoyance and they knew God's plan, or they could literally just say like, well, I have the priesthood so I know God wants us to do this plan. And I was like, okay, like it's like the ultimate trump card in the worst way. But anyways, just my opinion. Okay, next one. Okay, this next one. I was never forced to sing I Thank Thee, O God, for Muhammad, so please sit down, this is a Wendy's. Mormons, whenever someone brings up Joseph Smith is a pedophile, what about Muhammad? I have actually gotten this criticism many times when I bring up issues that I had with the church, and people would say, well, it's similar in Islam or it's similar in Judaism, whatever the issue I had. And I'm like, honey, babe, you're not understanding the thing. I have an issue with all of those things. If I was in any of those religions, I would also say, I don't like that. So it doesn't make the thing okay just because it's in another religion. And I think that goes for a lot of things. So yes, exactly this. Also, for context on this one, Joseph Smith was married to multiple women, and for most of these marriages, his wife did not know until quite a bit later, and not all the girls were over 18. I am not going to go completely into it. You can listen or look it up in a million different spots. I recommend Mormon stories for finding out a lot of information and stuff, but it's not even like anti-Mormon literature. Like that's just like known. Her name was Fanny, the one that everyone knows about. So just look it up if you don't believe me. Has this ever happened to you? True blood Mormons when you're unhappy outside the church. You're only unhappy because you've lost the light of Christ. True blood Mormons when you're happy outside the church. You're only happy because you wanted to sin. Yes, totally. I personally feel like with a lot of my friends are still in the church and even family sometimes, I really have to hold back a lot of my emotions, especially the sad emotions, because if I let them see that, I just automatically think, and maybe I'm assuming and I'm judging wrong, but I think not, because I did the same thing when I was a Mormon. When someone outside the church would tell me that they're going through a hard time, I'd be like, well, it's because you left the church. Like that is generally how I thought. So I expect the family that raised me to think the same, and many of my friends as well, unfortunately. So yeah, honestly, leaving the church, it definitely can affect friendships, and unfortunately, I mean, you just have to protect yourself. I am a little bit more distanced with some people because personally, I don't want them thinking down on me because I'm having a tough day. You know, that's not what you need during hard times. You need someone who's gonna support you and try to help you instead of just saying it's because you don't believe in Jesus. And also, people thinking that you only leave the church so that you can go sin is crazy. Like, I got accused of that, and I go to bed at 9:30. I'm a grandma to my core. My favorite activity is crochet. Like, no, I wasn't hitting the clubs before, and I'm still not hitting the clubs, and that's just because of That's who I am. I want to go to a club. I want to watch Netflix and crochet, okay? Just because you're leaving a religion doesn't mean you're a completely different person and all of your interests, tastes, hobbies have completely changed. It's as simple as this. Good morning. I was wondering if by chance any day this week you could possibly go over to the church and vacuum out the chapel. Oh yes, but I charge $100 an hour. Is that okay? Thank you so much for getting back to me. It looks like we have enough volunteers for this week. I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. I love to see the creativity. Yeah, so in the LDS church, I think they used to hire people. No, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing actually workers come into the church and clean. They used to hire people to come and clean the church and pay them. And now they do off volunteers. Yeah, I personally had to do it many times growing up. They use free labor. And honestly, if you're a member who truly feels like you get full satisfaction and blessings from doing that, okay, sure. I hope you enjoy. But for my family, those mornings that we had to go clean the church, they were not easy. I mean, none of us wanted to go. My mom's like dragging us there. No, don't force families to do this. Like, come on. I think we maybe would have had more fun at the pool, the park. I love this response and I hope everyone starts to do this. I finally decided to mess with a missionary and I have zero regrets. Ooh, I'm excited to read this. As a former missionary, please mess with us. Probably the most interesting thing that happened to this person all week. I was in LA this weekend for vacation. The day was lovely. I had just gone to Courage Bagels and had the best bagel of my life. And I'm walking hand in hand with my boyfriend, soaking up good vibes. We notice we're headed straight towards the missionary, and my boyfriend kind of mutters, "Oh fuck," under his breath. I decide in my head that if they try to talk to us, I'm gonna do something crazy. We nearly pass them unbothered, but just as we almost pass, one of them starts to say, "Can I ask you a quick question?" Here's my moment. "Do you want to see my boobs?" He awkwardly says, "No, I'm good." "Okay, cool." And I turn around and walk away. We were cackling about it for a solid half hour at their loss. Honestly, I wish more people messed with me when I was on my mission. That would have made for way more interesting stories. And now that I'm out of the church, I've also thought about what I would do if missionaries approached me. And if I'm in a good mood, I think maybe I would talk to them and just try to have a nice conversation, because I do remember those hard days on my mission. Sometimes you just want to have a nice, normal conversation with someone. And then other times, I think it would be really funny to like turn towards them and just start like chanting in tongues and going like this. And then maybe if they really believe in like heaven, hell, devils and stuff like that, they might think I'm possessed. But maybe they would be scared. But that's pretty evil. That's like if they're doing me dirty, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's my plan. So I hope I get to use it one day. Okay, this is the last one. The beauty of nature is much more peaceful than a white building filled with judgmental old people. God used to tell his followers to go up into the mountain to commune with him, but now he built a theater that looks like a fancy hotel with a big bathtub in the basement and charges you admission. Yeah, I have been in multiple temples, and most of the times it was peaceful because it's like a quiet place with nice things around you, but there's always kind of that underlying anxiety and like, ooh, this feels wrong feeling, at least for me, and that's why I'm obviously no longer a member. If you don't have that feeling, then I hope you're happy in the church. I mean, I definitely have a lot better memories hiking in the mountains with friends in Utah than I ever did going to temples in Utah with friends. So yeah. Okay guys, that is all for today. I had a really fun time filming this video and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of this, please let me know and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!